We're live. Welcome back to the Proudmasculine live stream, April 17th. Go ahead and get started here. Oh boy. Come on in, come on in. Let's get this chat filled up. We'll get this thing going. If you're just coming in, smash that like button. Get in the chat. Let me know you're in here. We'll let the chat fill up. We'll let the chat fill up. Get started on here. I hope everybody had a good day. If y'all don't know, if y'all didn't see the post from last night, I got something yesterday. I don't know what the hell hit me. I went to get out of bed and I couldn't move. Couldn't move. I stayed in bed till 4 p.m. yesterday. I didn't move a muscle. I slept all day. Not sure what that was. I woke up feeling good this morning though. I woke up feeling driven. I don't know if y'all caught my live earlier, but it was a pretty inspired live, inspired in the moment. Just wanted to jump on and say something this morning. Boy, I got tan, huh? Jeez. We got my beard trimmed today, if y'all can't tell. Got cleaned up a little bit. It needed it bad. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in, hit that like button. Let's fill up the chat. We'll get this thing going. If y'all don't know, I've been censored, so I have a... What's up, Tara? What's up, gaming from India? Welcome from Louisiana. Yeah, a body reset. That's what I needed, apparently. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the sub. And yeah, I don't know if y'all were in here this morning. Well, first of all, welcome to the channel. This is my daily live, April 17th. Obviously, I don't go live every single night, but I try to. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Most oftentimes, probably average 5-6 days out of the week, I'm going live. I also offer free coaching for men and women who need guidance on certain things. This is primarily a male-centered channel, helping men through things, small crises and, relationships, dating, mindset, stuff like that. And that's what my brand originally started as. But I've had female clients too, who have trouble in relationships and whatnot. And yeah, the advice. The advice is applicable to everybody. I hope you have a good day too, Jessica. Thank you. And I also have a Telegram because my channel's been censored, talking about some sensitive sensitive content, according to YouTube. YouTube doesn't seem to like the truth and hear things as much as we like to hear them. But I can't understand because I got other channels that was talking about the stuff that I say on a regular basis, and they don't get censored. Maybe I went a little too far. My day is good, Jessica. Winding it down. Luther said, I've disagreed with you a lot, but I don't think you cover anything you cover is all that shocking or provocative. Well, it's okay to disagree. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. You know, the stuff I talk about is, what's up? What's up, Rex? What's up, homeboy? The stuff I say applies to what I used and the principles that I follow and the things I discovered along my journey, self-discovery. And for the dozens and dozens of men that I've coached and helped, the same thing has applied to them. But it's not a one-size-fits-all. My thing is, if you're lost and we've gone through some of the same things, a breakup, bad relationship, bad dating, mindset, you know, having a grown up in a dysfunctional household, and you've had trouble over the years adapting and, you know, kind of finding your purpose and figuring yourself out as a man. That's, you know, that's what I do. But to your point, Luther, I don't know if you were there the night what I was talking about. I was talking about a certain group of human beings that I think they call them, they try to soften it and call them minor attracted people. I call them demons, the scum of the earth. And I think you know who I'm talking about. It rhymes with PDF file. Those people. And, well, thank you, Jessica. Yeah, thank you, Rex. It was a learned skill. I didn't have men around me. Like, my dad wasn't really in my life, and he was going through his own stuff, right? So I didn't have a solid masculine role model to look up to and have somebody guide me and whatnot. You know, and I was raised by a single mother, and there's just things about life that I had to figure out and learn the way I did. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just telling you, things are not what they appear to be. What being a man really is and what they tell you being a man is two totally different things. There's a lot of society and social conditioning and the narratives pushed by society aren't there to take men's best interest at heart. It's there as a control mechanism, and it's actually there to turn men against men and men against women and women against men. So I've learned in real time and real life experience what it is, what it means, and what's true. See, they're doing it to me now. I'm telling you, they've cut my feed. They've made it to where people can't comment on my videos. People can't like my videos. People aren't getting notifications. They'll drop my feed in the middle of a live stream. That's to the extent they've gone because of the views that I expressed about this particular class of people and how they should be dealt with. So I'm not even going to get into all that. I've been in a relatively good mood today with, that's right, Tara. Exactly my point. But now YouTube can do whatever they want. They can say, oh, I'm not hitting certain numbers or keywords or this or that. They have constant monitoring of certain words that if they pick that up in your feeds, they'll censor you, they'll drop you in algorithms, they'll hide your content. I know a bunch of people who speak along the same lines that I do, that have had the same thing happen. It's just a matter of enduring and outlasting. That's why I'm so appreciative of people who come in, people who subscribe, people who like, people who interact, people who comment, people who donate. It forces me into the algorithm. They can't deny that. That's also why I made a Telegram group so subscribers can join the Telegram and they'll get my live notifications every night. Well, every time I go live. So, but they can hide it whatever they want and just say, oh, we didn't know he was being, they'll blame it on something. But YouTube can essentially do whatever they want. It's their platform. And all they have to do is deem you some type of threat or danger or something to whatever they feel like doing and make it look like however they want to get rid of your channel. So I've just been more careful and more selective about what I talk about. And that was really just a one-time thing. I really don't even get off into those tangents too often. It just so happened to be a guy who came into my live stream said something about these people. And it just kind of set me off. And that was it. Hold on one second. And ever since then, it's been an uphill climb because my channel was booming. I'd gotten like 3,000 subscribers overnight, it seemed like. A ton of interaction. I had all kind of people joining and coming in the lives, and it's now, ever since that night, it's been hidden. And I've gone through the proper channels to make sure that's it before claiming that. And the people I knew who do my stuff behind the scenes on YouTube saying it's exactly what happened. So they know better than I do. I don't really understand the algorithms and the technology and all that crap. I just push a button and get on here, you know. You give me 1 million likes. Oh, 1 million subscribers. Well, thank you, Jessica. That would be awesome if I could hit 1 million. I'm shooting for it. I'll get there. This might be a little slowdown, but look, I'm relatively new to this. I've had a channel for like 5 years, and I've been on and off due to certain things. But I'm absolutely 100% committed. Like, I'm doing this. I've subscribed to the fact that I'm a live streamer, like I'm a content creator. You know, I've bought into that, I identify with that, and it's true. So, I mean, I've been, my client load has picked up. You know, I got some really good guys working with me who I'm helping out. I've had a bunch of subscribers come in. I have a great community here. This is an awesome community we have, my regulars that come in. And I've had a lot of help and support from everybody, from y'all, the viewers and the subscribers along the way. That's how I do it. I can't do it by myself. It'll materialize, it'll keep building. It just may take a little longer, but that's okay. I'm in no hurry. I'll tell you the truth, if I had one person in here every night, I would still come on and live stream. And this is how much, how fulfilling it is for me. This is a calling. This is a calling from God for me to help men in need. And then by accident, people just started showing up, and even people in my live streams have come on the live streams, have emailed me and DM'd me in private, telling me how appreciative they are of the content and all the help I've given. What up, Survivor? So that's what I do. And typically, I don't really get into that kind of discussion. You know, we talk about leveling up and improving our mindset, you know, dating tips, stuff like that. We'll get into what it is, tapping into that inner masculine potential. I really don't even focus on all the other political crap because it's all bullshit to me. And the fact of the matter is, if you want to see change in the world, start with yourself. If you're not happy with the way things are going and the direction things are going in, then commit to changing. That's all. That's all you got to do. And then through that, through people seeing you grow and people seeing you level up, they naturally want to know what you did and how you did it. And you become attractive, magnetic. And that's how it works. I don't believe in having to push something really hard. I believe you lead by example, and people will naturally be curious about what it is you're doing differently. And then you get to share it with somebody and pass it on to somebody else just the way it was given to you. And that's ultimately how it works. You know, that's how God designed us to be, to help each other out. What's up, Adrian? Thank you, Jessica. She said 1 trillion. Well, is that a billion? That's a billion. 1 billion subscribers. Who knows, you know? But yeah, that's it. I think a good 6 inches cures all. Well, I don't know what the fuck that even means, Rex, but I'll let you think that. I don't know what team you're batting for, fella, but that ain't me. That's right, Tyra. Speak from the heart. Your truth in God will take care of the rest. That's true. That's what I live by. God's will and direction. I don't force this stuff. And, I mean, look, some of the stuff I talk about is not exciting. It's not negative news. It's not gossip. You know, it's not, heightening people's emotions, like it's emotionally compelling for people who can identify with what I'm saying and the stuff that they want to hear. But it's not mainstream garbage, crap, that actually draws the attention of most of society. It's nothing like that. You know, it's about doing hard work on yourself to get the best out of life, to get the best out of yourself, to get the best quality of life that you could possibly have, tapping into your innermost potential. And that's boring to some people, to most people. People walk around in a daze. They don't want to know the truth. They're comfortable in their comfort zone and their little zone of comforting lies. Nobody wants to hear shit like, hey, if your life's not going well, it's because you're not doing the work. You're not doing it right. Nobody wants to hear that. People want to hear, oh, the government's oppressing you, and oh, your childhood, and oh, your wife, or your husband, or your job, or this. And that's not it. And that's not the shit I say. And the stuff I say may be direct only because I don't have time to piss on your leg and tell you it's raining, to sugarcoat everything and give you these comforting lies like, oh, you're fine just the way you are, because that's a lie. Now, inherently, we're all fine. You know, we all fundamentally get respect as a human being, but if your life's not going the way you want, if your dating life sucks, if your physical shape sucks, if your mindset sucks, if the results you want you aren't getting suck, and it's not happening for you, it's because of you. And most people don't want to hear that. You know, if your marriage isn't going great, and the last thing a guy wants to hear after he's been broken up with or his marriage is in the shitter is, well, what's your part in it? What are you doing? What could you be doing differently? Right? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, yeah, we can work together, and it's going to take you a good minimum 6 months of work to see tangible difference. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear, like, look, you got some serious work to do. You got to be brutally honest with yourself. And there's some things about you, about yourself, you don't even like. And this is the things we need to dig up and look at. There's certain things that are in your subconscious that are holding you back. And the only way to get to it is go deep down and get it into those deep, dark places. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear, well, I'll say some affirmations and, I'll hire this guy to tell me all the good things about myself. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about. I will point your qualities and strengths out because everybody should understand that about themselves. And most of the time when people get to me, they're pretty beaten down and they really don't even think much of themselves. So it is my job to say, hey, it's not all bad. Here's what you got going for you. You're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, like you've gotten where you are. I know it seems hopeless right now, but it's not. And here's what we're gonna do to get you on track. Here's the steps we're gonna take to get you where you need to be. The only thing I need you to do is listen. Listen and follow the directions exactly as I give them, and you will get results. I have yet to get men who've come to me that for help and direction. I have yet to make an impact in these guys' lives if they followed exactly what I say to do. And I'm not one of these guys that, blow smoke and have this bullshit for you to do. And then, a month later, you're like, man, I'm not seeing any results. And I did everything. And I'll say, well, you must not be doing exactly what I told you because I've been scammed like that. And, let's face it, the men's help space, especially with such a huge social media and internet presence, there are the chance for shitty people to creep in and make a difference and scam and take advantage of people's weaknesses. Most of the men that come to me are vulnerable in some way, shape, or form, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. They're vulnerable and they're looking for answers. They're searching, desperately searching for answers. And you have predatory people around on these platforms that intentionally promise you the moon, overpromise and underdeliver just to get your money because they know you're in a weakened emotional state. So what do? They appeal to your emotions. Essentially, they lie to you and say, hey, look, you follow my plan, I can get you what you want for, the low price of $2,992.35, and I'm gonna get you right where you need to be. And they say some emotionally compelling things. They talk some good shit to you and they lure you in. Then they produce nothing. There's fraudsters. And unfortunately, it's in any part of society. And it always has been and always will be. And I have to contend with that at times, But this is why I stay honest and I stay a cut above. So you'll never get a bad review about me. You'll never hear somebody I worked with say, oh, that guy didn't measure up to what he said he could do, and that won't happen. Now, I have, on a few occasions, ended work with clients because they wouldn't follow simple directions. And that's just people who weren't ready. I'm not even mad at that. But I want to work with men who are ready, who genuinely want this, who genuinely want to impart a long-term quality change in their life, their mindset, their body, every area of life. That's the men I want. Hungry-ass men, ready for change and ready to do the work, whatever it takes. Because it takes work. Yes, indeed. It takes effort, it takes work, it takes takes discomfort. That growth is not, this sunshiny thing where you imagine yourself in a a meadow of wildflowers and birds landing on your shoulder and shit. That's not what it really looks like, y'all. That's not what true growth looks like. It gets painful at times. You got to go back to some dark places. You got to recognize and, face some dark things about yourself. What's up, Lopez? How you doing, man? Thank you for the kind words, man. I was feeling it last night. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened. But you see, the good part is if you're actually willing to do the work, all you need is to be willing to be willing. You need the willingness to be willing just to start. Just even if you don't want to, for the time being, go through the motions. Do it. And you'll see the payoff. But it's not going to come instantly. It's not going to come fast. It takes time. You see, this is a lot of people get discouraged and give up. As a matter of fact, I did a live on this today. And this is a little passage I keep to tell myself that I told you I adopted it from Alex Hormozy. What's up, Stacy? Hold on, I'll pull it up. Oh, I won't read it, but hey, sorry about that. The saying is, this is where most people stop. This is why they don't win. I can't lose if I don't quit. And isn't there so much truth in that? This is where people stop. This is why they don't win. People run into some resistance to some unfavorable result. Things aren't happening fast enough. Things aren't going on their terms. It's little things like that. And they give up because they're like, oh, this ain't going to work. They'll go on 10 dates, say, oh, relationship's not for me. This is not worth it. This ain't working for me. Just that mindset. If it's not easy and it doesn't happen instantly, it doesn't work. That's a defeatist loser mindset. And that's the only difference from people who make it. They don't stop. When a difficult time comes, they keep going. Through the discomfort, through the self-doubt, through nobody believing in them, through losing friends, through, losing their whole social circle, and they keep going. And guess what? One day, eventually, it comes. The result comes. And it's like all the stuff that you suffered through, all the people you missed, all the times you felt discouraged, just goes away. Instantaneously. Like a fart in a breeze. Poof, gone, just like that. And that's why you keep going. Because it's there, it's somewhere. But because it doesn't happen fast on your terms doesn't mean the result isn't coming. It just means it's not here yet. It just means you got more to do. Listen, if it were that easy, think about this. If it were that easy that, okay, I've got my mind made up, I want to transform my life. And you apply yourself, and in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, all this great stuff started happening, wouldn't everybody be in that position? Think about it. Wouldn't everybody be there if it were that easy? That's the whole point. That's how you know who somebody is. I mean, look, there are fortunate people, and I don't hate on people who were born into, a good life, but that's how you know somebody's got balls and they got what it takes because they made it to the other side. They didn't quit because they had hard times. You know you have some people supporting you in the beginning, right? And you have people cheering for you at the end. But neither of those times when you need the praise. It's the in-between that you're on your own. And that's the truth. It's the in-between, the struggle, the hustle, the grind. When you really need something and just nobody's there to give it to you. But if you keep going, there's people along the way that'll impact and make a big difference. And you don't even know it. You meet them along the way and you don't notice them until you look back and you're like, holy shit. But yeah, man. And that's basically what this channel is all about. My journey, my own personal experience, and the work I've done for years. I've spent at least $250,000 on self-help, self-improvement. Kind of feeling my way through. Trying from one thing to the next. And it all accumulated into something where I got an end result that was positive. But there's things that could have been expedited, but I didn't know. And that was just the journey that I took for that. And it's a work in progress. It's every day, something. It doesn't say you've reached this point and you're never going to experience anything uncomfortable or disadvantageous or, you're going to be this fine, upstanding person, 100% of the time after that. You're still doing the work. You just have more tools and you have a better understanding of the day-to-day and what that looks like. Hold on a second, y'all. Look at this. Yeah, much better. And that was it. Well, look, thank y'all for dropping in tonight. It's a good live. And everybody, thank you for the support. Thank you for the new subs tonight. Much love, much respect. I do appreciate the support. If you haven't yet, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. And look, join the Telegram group. Everybody in here tonight. Good night, Hi. Good night, Lopez. Night, Rex. Thank you, Tara. And everybody in here, go join the Telegram. That way you can get the notification that I'm going live. And I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Later.